What's up, folks? How's it going? There's going to be nothing new in this video. We're talking a little bit about the military. At first I was like, man, I don't want to do a video if I can't come up with anything new. And then I realized that no one's come up with anything new in like 20 years. Everything is just a copy of everything else. So, I mean, we live in a time where you can spoof spoofs. I mean, I don't even have to say anything else, more than that. That's fucked up. When you live in a time when you can spoof spoofs, somebody's missed the fucking point. Yeah, so we're going to talk a little bit about the military. And I want to talk first about something I noticed on my channel. I try not to talk about myself too much, but I have to from time to time. What I've noted... Hello, cat. The cat will be joining me. What I've noticed is, as people come on, and I notice new subscribers usually because they'll comment on the first couple videos when they subscribe, because I recognize the names of people that comment often. And I'll notice when somebody will, subscribe because they like something that they saw in a recent video or whatever, and then I'll say something that contradicts with their pre-existing fucking assumptions about what I am, not based on anything that I said, mind you, but just based on assumptions that they make, and then they get kind of pissed off and I lose some subscribers every once in a while. And I notice I usually lose at least 10 subscribers anytime I talk about the military in any way other than negative, because it seems that I don't know what group you want to call us. It's not fair to call the whole, this YouTube group an atheist group, because I don't talk about atheism that much. But there's a group of people that, talk about politics and religion and that whole thing, kind of amongst ourselves. And most of those people are anti-military. Okay, most of the atheists on YouTube appear to be anti-military, because most of the atheists that are on YouTube are also very liberal, and the more liberal you are, the more anti-military you are likely to be. So people always get a little antsy when I talk about the military. I don't know why. There's no reason you should assume that I would automatically be some kind of pacifist just because I agree with you on some certain things. But every once in a while I like to check up on new videos that are coming out of all the conflict zones around the world, Up until about 6 months ago, there was all kinds of shit still going on in Chechnya, no matter what Moscow would like us to believe, because the video does not lie. And you can see shit from Afghanistan and Iraq and whatnot. And, I'll watch the insurgents' videos and the Americans' videos and everybody's videos just to see what the fuck is going on around the world. And we live in an amazing time when you can see shit like that. It's mind-boggling to be able to see, homemade footage of actual war. It's strange. I think more people should watch YouTube. I think people would be less war hungry if they watched some of this footage. But what I notice is there's a lot of negativity, especially on videos where it's the Americans taking the video and they're kicking some ass, which they usually are. And, negativity is to be expected because a lot of people are against the war. I'm against the war, okay? And there's a lot of obvious trolling going on. I mean, it's a emotional subject. It's easy to troll. It's a great trolling subject. And you get a lot of negativity from foreigners. A lot of them are just trying to piss off Americans because there's this, it's cool to hate America, which is fine. I got no problem with that. But, so they're just trying to piss us off. And there's some foreigners that really do feel that America is the biggest pussies that they talk about America being, but they should look up on the Wikipedia article and look at the kill-death ratio going on in this whole Iraq war thing and recognize that pissing us off is going to greatly increase your chances of dying. And I'm surprised people, haven't caught on to that. You'd think watching a video of Americans just leveling city blocks would make them fucking think about that, but whatever. But the comments that really weird me out is when, the Marines or whatever they are will call in close air support, you know, or they'll bring an Abrams tank up or a Bradley, and they'll kill the shit out of whatever kind of asshole is trying to kill them. And they're fucking excited. They're like, yeah, fuck yeah, I got that bastard, and all that shit. And I read comments like saying, that's so unprofessional. Like, what? Like, first of all, you got to think, what the hell are these people supposed to say? Are they supposed to, like, sacrifice an animal to the spirit of their fallen enemies? Are they supposed to say a prayer? Are they supposed to feel bad? I don't know what the fuck they're supposed to do. But a statement of, that's so unprofessional, looking at that situation, that can only come out of the mouth of someone who has experienced no conflict in their lives, no physical fights, and no real conflict with people around them. Because I'm not going to claim to know anything really about what it's like to be in combat, because I've never fucking been, and hopefully I won't ever have to be. But war is really just an exaggerated, a version of other human conflicts. I imagine being in combat would be kind of similar to being in a fist fight, except like a million times worse, because they're trying to kill you, and they're trying to kill your friends, and shit's going on. But the same idea, the same adrenaline going on. And if you've ever been in a fist fight, especially, if you win the fist fight, and especially if you win the fist fight without getting too badly hurt yourself, you're pretty fucking excited. Okay, that's just the way it is. Part of it is a natural, is an instinctual thing to keep us pumped up, and part of it is, I'm gonna beat that motherfucker. And so it strikes me that someone that would say that's so unprofessional has never been in that situation. Okay, but the weird thing to me is the polar opposites that this secluded lifestyle away from all conflict creates. Because what you get is your super pacifist, delusional, lives in a bubble, doesn't understand war at all because they don't care to, they don't understand necessity, and they're giant fucking pussies, and most of these people are liberals. And when you hear these people, you can kind of understand some of the redneck rhetoric about them being such big pussies. But that secluded lifestyle also creates the people who can't comprehend the results of their actions, and they're the people who send people to war on a whim. Okay, these are the George Bushes. These are the senators that were in charge of sending us to Iraq. These people, most of them, not all, but most of these people are from nicer families. They have money. It's easier to get into politics if you have money. I'm not saying they're bad people necessarily. I'm sure a lot of them are, but they lived more privileged, more sheltered lives, so they had less understanding of the impact of sending people into conflict. Okay, and I find it so strange how you create those two polar opposites. Okay, the people that don't understand the reality of conflict at all, like it refuse to even admit it exists, and the people who just don't care and will send them to go to war anyway. I've always found that very strange, and there's a lot of anti-military rhetoric, and I don't understand that. You don't have to be anti-military to be rednecky douchebag kind of Republican sort of thing that most of these people are against. You don't have to be anti-military to be like that. The military is not a political thing. Okay, the Army and the Marines and the Air Force and the Navy did not decide to invade Iraq. Okay, elected officials did that. The military does not make those decisions, no matter how much people want to demonize the military. They do not decide to go kill people. Civilians decide that they should go and kill people. Okay, that's something that people need to understand. Okay, not you people necessarily, but people in general. They do not make that decision. All right. Another point I'd like to talk about is, people. It seems that you hear a lot about, they volunteered to go over there. They volunteered. I don't know them shit. Blah 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 blah. Well, all right. I don't think that a military person and somebody in the Army, Navy, whatever, I don't think that they should act like, I'm doing it so that you don't have to, and blah blah blah. I'm taking that burden, But most people aren't like that. Most people don't join the military because they're like that. None of the people that I personally know that are in the military join the military because they're assholes like that. And the thing is that no one's asking you to be in the Army, okay? No one's trying to make you feel guilty for not participating, okay? But you have to recognize the necessity of a military, of armed forces, and of powerful military, okay? Now, powerful military does not mean that you have to wield it, okay? But Teddy Roosevelt was right about the walk softly and carry a big stick. It's important, okay? It's what keeps, it's what's kept us invasion free and kept us relatively safe throughout the history of our country. Because from a very early stage, we recognize the necessity for military force. And, you know, there's a lot of pacifists on here, and a pacifist is a delusional person, because you know, pacifism is one of those kind of things that requires everyone else to like change their way, like along with you at the same time, you know, and that just is just not going to work. Okay, so pacifism is a delusional idea, but you know, unrestrained military force is a delusional idea. You know, there's nothing glorious about war, but it is sometimes necessary. And you know what? You don't have to support the war. I don't. But god damn it, if somebody's going to get shot, I would much prefer that it was one of those fucking assholes over there, because I've pretty much had it with that part of the world, and I don't really care. I'd love to know that we killed, you know, 100,000 more of them than of us. That's great. That's fine. I don't know. You know what the fuck I'm saying. I don't know. I'll talk to you folks later.